you very much for that, Lauren. Andrea?
Yes, hello everybody. It's amazing to see so many of you on today. I'm going to be speaking about one of the most incredible Californian destinations, Lake Tahoe. And our prize today is a £50 Amazon voucher. And I also have a box of goodies to send to the winner as well. So I look forward to finding out who that will be.
Excellent. So you all need to listen very, very carefully because everybody that's on the webinar will be entered into the prize draw. But then towards the very end, after we've done the Q&A round, we'll ask you a question, and the fastest finger will get 10 additional entries into the spin to win. So yes, we need to be looking out for that. So without further ado, I'm going to hand back over to Lauren. She's going to transport us over to Europe. Lauren, the stage is yours.
Cool, thank you. So here we are, everyone. So first up, as I said, my name's Lauren. My contact details are on the screen there. If anyone would like to get in touch, you can always drop me an email. My phone number's on there as well. So AMR collection, this photo is actually taken from one of our long haul resorts. So for those of you who know the brands well, you'll know that this is a beautiful secrets property in Mexico. At the moment, we are delighted to be celebrating 20 years of AMR collection, and some of you may notice a slight difference in what I'm calling our collection. So ordinarily it used to be AM Resorts. We have rebranded to be AMR Collection, which I'm getting my head around slowly but surely. It's taking a little while. So the rebranding has been super handy because they have made it more simple for you guys and for myself, to be honest, to navigate all the different brands. So they have set up the brands in different platinum collection, gold collection, and then we also have our independent brands as well. So in the platinum collection there, hopefully these are some brands that you recognize and you know and love from the long haul collection and now in Europe. So we've got Secrets, which is our adults only, great for honeymooners brand. We've got Dreams, which is great for families. We have Breathless, which is for those that want to have a bit more of a sociable experience, lots of parties. We have Zoetry, which is all about the wellness. And then within our gold collection, we have our Now brand, which we actually only have one Now branded property now. Then we have Allure, which I'll come on to in a little while. And we have Sunscape. So those are all of our gold collection brands. So essentially the difference between those is 4-star and 5-star in the platinum collection. And then we've got all of our independent properties as well. So I think you'll be very surprised as to how many properties we actually have in Europe now. There are over 50, so it's an ever-growing portfolio of hotels. And we have a lot that are white label branded hotels as well, so they're independent properties, and those are just a few of those listed there. So I've mentioned a little bit about the brands, but this kind of gives you a bit of a breakdown with regards to the taglines and who they're good for and the types of board bases that are available. So with the Secrets, Dreams and Breathless and Zoetry brands in the long haul, they are always all-inclusive. And the name of the all-inclusive that we had for the long haul collections are Unlimited Luxury, or if you're staying at Zoetry, Endless Privileges. However, if you're looking at Europe, at the Dreams properties, the Secrets properties and the Zoetry properties, because we don't have any Breathless as yet in Europe, you are looking at different board basis options. So you've got the option of having bed and breakfast, half board, or you can have Unlimited Luxury or Endless Privileges in Europe. Then with Allure, again, you've got different board basis options there. So you've got half board, full board and all inclusive. And then Sunscape sits totally differently to those. So that's a long haul brand, and that is the all-inclusive we have is called Unlimited Fun. So remember, that's our 4-star brand. So the all-inclusive is still brilliant, but it won't be quite as extensive as those Dreams and Secrets branded properties within the long haul collection. Hope that makes sense. I know it can be a little bit confusing. So moving on to our European collection, just to give you a little bit of info. So we have, as you can see from the map here, I said to you, you'd probably be surprised as to how many hotels and locations we have now, and this gives a little bit of an indication of that. So the majority of our hotels are located in the Balearic Islands. We have a lot of hotels now in the Canary Islands as well. We have some properties on mainland Spain, and most recently we're delighted to say that we've got some new properties opening in Greece. So I'll come on to those as well in a little bit for you, but there's going to be 2 Dreams properties in Greece, one in Corfu and one in Crete, and then we're going to have a Allure Sol, which is our adults only Allure brand, which is 4-star in Zante too. So super, super exciting. And I can tell you there's going to be a lot more exciting news to share in the coming months as well. So going back to that Allure brand. So I know there are so many different brands to get your head around, and goodness, it's confusing for me. So I can only imagine how confusing it is for all the agents that are trying to book our properties. But in a nutshell, to give you an idea of our Allure brand. So Allure is our 4-star brand that is focused within Europe. So within this brand, we have sub-brands, which should make it easy to determine which property is good for which type of client. So Allure, the brand itself, is 4-star, and these are either good for families, good for adults only, either or is welcome very much at the Allure brand. Allure Village is more, as the name suggests, it's more kind of village feel. The accommodation generally has more of a villa feel, I would say. And these are 4-star and 4-star superior as well. These, I would say, generally are more catered towards families than adults only. And then we've got Allure Sun, which is great for those on a budget looking for maybe self-catering accommodation. They could do it at Allure Sun for a 3-star plus or 4-star property. And then Allure Sol is our adults only 4-star brand within this collection. I actually just returned from one of the Allure Sol properties in Palma and Mallorca, and they're stunning. The lovely thing about the Allure branded hotels, all of these hotels, is that they were taken over, fully renovated and reopened as Allure. So they're very, very sleek, very modern. They're in very good condition. So the first one that I just wanted to highlight very quickly before we move on to some of our Dreams branded properties is Allure Village in Fuerteventura. So for you agents, I know there are some who are not from the UK and Ireland, but for those that are in the UK and Ireland, we are coming out of the summer season, coming into the winter season. So for clients that are looking for a bit of winter sun, the Canary Islands are perfect. So Allure Village, Fuerteventura, I visited it pre-COVID. It feels like a lifetime ago now. It's a really great property. As I said, fully renovated when we took it over. Before we took it over, it was Amber Beach, I believe. So it was really well reviewed even before we took it over. And now it's incredible. It does very, very well for us. In terms of the rooms here, as I said earlier, Allure Village properties generally have more of a villa feel to them. They are great for families. There are lots of different rooms available here, some with kind of interconnecting, some with a different living area. And this hotel is quite spread out as well. So it's the hotel accommodation isn't all in one building. It's kind of set down a hillside. So this is how the resort's looking. So it's an all-inclusive property, and you've got one main buffet restaurant, and then you also have an a la carte restaurant, which is for the evenings. So this is how the restaurants are looking, as you can see, really, really modern, really sleek, great options for all the family in terms of cuisine. We do have, as it's a family-friendly property, we have our kids club, the Astro Club, which runs every day for the kids to go and have some fun. It starts from the age of 4. In the Caribbean, ordinarily, the kids club will start from the age of 3, but in Europe, it tends to be a little bit older. So that's the situation here. And just as I mentioned, we have plenty of accommodation options available, and they're all offering the terrace. They've got the double beds or the 2 single beds. And then, as I said, we do have interconnecting rooms available as well, so we can help out for any of those larger families. And then on to Dreams. So today I'm really focusing on our Dreams brand. And as I said, we're coming into that winter season, so I'm focusing on our Dreams properties in the Canary Islands. So now we do have a property in Lanzarote, which is Dreams Playa Dorada, which you may have seen. It's opened pretty recently. We also have a property in Tenerife, which at the moment is branded as Jardín Tropical. However, it will be rebranded to Dreams as of November. Elsewhere, we have one in Corfu, which I mentioned earlier. That is going to be a Dreams property in 2022. So it's being closed at the moment and fully renovated and will be reopening. So Dreams Lanzarote Playa Dorada is doing incredibly well for us. It's proving super popular, and hopefully with all of the changes with the restrictions coming into place now for double vaccinated travellers, it's a lot easier for them to travel. So hopefully this will mean in a very, very busy winter season and busy half term in October for us as well. So this property is in Playa Dorada. So this, Playa Blanca. So the destination here is a prime destination, really, really popular for families. If any of you know the area well, it's located pretty much next door to Princess Yeza. So you've got the harbour 5 minutes to your right and Playa Blanca village 5 minutes to your left. So it's a prime location. It's worth mentioning, you guys I'm sure probably know this, but unlike our long haul properties, the properties in Europe, they don't have their own kind of beaches that they step right onto all of the time. So this property does have a little promenade separating the beach and the hotel. But I mean, that's the same for all of the properties in Europe generally anyway. You're not going to be bored at this property. That's one thing that's for certain. It's a dreams resort, so it's great for families, great for kids. You can see from this photo here, we've got this amazing water park, so the kids can have hours of fun there. However, we do also have adults only areas as well. So we have one adults only pool, which is for preferred club guests. And we also have another pool, which is for preferred club guests. So for those that are traveling in a couple and they don't have any kids or anything, and maybe they're going throughout the holidays, they don't want to be around the kids all the time, maybe they could decide to go on preferred club, and that will give you the option to have a bit more privacy and a bit more peace and quiet. So in terms of the room categories here, we've got various room categories available. So we have family rooms, we have preferred club rooms. So I've mentioned preferred club briefly just a second ago. For those of you who don't know, preferred club, and it's the same for our long haul collection, is like a VIP service. So you'll always see you'll have the option to book, say, for example, a junior suite ocean view or a junior suite ocean view preferred club. The difference with that is that generally they are pretty much the same rooms. They might be located in different areas of the hotel. The preferred club rooms will have upgraded amenities in there. They will also have access to preferred club only areas within the resort. So such as the preferred club pool that I mentioned, you have a preferred club lounge where you can go to get snacks and light bites and drinks and things like that throughout the day. It's definitely worth doing. You have your personalized check-in and check-out service. So for guests that are wanting to have something a bit more exclusive, it's definitely worth recommending. We offer unlimited luxury as well for our all-inclusive guests. So I mentioned earlier that the European properties do offer different board basis options. So here you'll have the option of half board, bed and breakfast, or you have unlimited luxury, which is the name of the all-inclusive. So I've mentioned it's great for families. So we have our Explorers Club, which is our kids club. Again, you may recognize the name from the long haul collection. So as I said, it's from the age of 4 in Europe. So kids can be dropped off at the kids club and the parents can go off and do their own thing and chill out for the day. We also have our core zone, which is an area for the teens, again, similar to our long haul collection. And that's for teenagers to escape and they've kind of they can do their own thing. Whereas the difference, I guess, with the kids club is that they will have their fully supervised activities throughout the day. The core zone, they'll kind of be doing a little bit more of their own thing. We have the kids playground as well. And you saw earlier the splash park that we have for children. We also have lots of other pools to choose from. We have 6 pools in total, and 2 of those, as I said, are adults only ones. There's lots of entertainment going on. So for those of you who have ever sold any of our long haul collection properties or visited them yourself, you'll know that we have a great animation team who are doing lots of entertainment for the kids and for adults as well. We have a beautiful spa here and it's fully renovated, pretty much brand new. It's Dreams Lanzarote Playa Dorada hasn't really been open for very long. So it's a beautiful spa. Our spas are always by Pavonia. So the smell when you walk in is gorgeous. And then I just want to show you this very quick video of this resort so you can see it for yourself. So enjoy. Dreams Lanzarote, Playa Dorada. So the restaurants that they showed on there briefly, just to let you guys know, there are 5 restaurants there. There are different options. So we have our World Cafe, which is our buffet restaurants. That'd be for all of the guests for breakfast. And then for those that are staying on half board or all inclusive, they can go there of an evening. One thing to mention that is different to our long haul collection is that whereas our long haul collection, none of the restaurants need to be booked. For our European collection, any of the a la carte restaurants do need to be booked. So that's just something to bear in mind. And then just to tell you a little bit more about Jardín Tropical. So this property is already really, really popular. It's in the south of Tenerife. I've stayed at this property as well. It's beautiful. I really, really love it. The decor here is great, as you can see from the bottom left-hand image there. That's how the rooms are all looking. The buildings are all whitewash building. I think I've got my virtual background as Jardín Tropical right now, actually. So it's a really, really stunning hotel, and it is going to be rebranded to Dreams as of November. But at the moment, it is under our the AM Resorts or AMR collection portfolio, but it will just be rebranded to Dreams as of November. So in terms of the restaurants and the facilities and stuff here, you've got the same great facilities that you would expect at one of the Dreams properties. So you have 5 different restaurants to choose from. You've got your board basis options, half board, bed and breakfast, or all inclusive. At the moment, they did, even when it was before it was part of the AMR collection portfolio, they did have something quite similar to Preferred Club. So they've got something like that in place at the moment, and it's called My Favorite Club. And then as it becomes Dreams, as I understand it, it will be changing to Preferred Club. So you've still got that VIP option for the guests if you want to. And then another one, just to very quickly highlight to you guys, is Dreams Corfu. So whilst it's not in the Canary Islands, so it's not really one to think about immediately, it will be reopened as of May 22 next year, and it will have had its full renovation. So it will be Dreams Corfu. Really excited to have a property in Greece. We're going to have 2 Dreams properties in Greece, so it's going to be fabulous. In terms of what you'd expect from a Dreams resort, you're going to have everything there, such as the Explorers Club, the Core Zone, all of the dining options, and all of the different pools, Preferred Club, etc., etc. So just to give you a bit of a heads up, we have got this property coming very soon. And then last but not least, I wanted to mention Zoetry. So I was just telling the other ladies today on the webinar that I've just returned from Mallorca, and I was absolutely in love with this property. So Zoetry, I think, is a common misconception that Zoetry is adults only. It's not adults only, but it's important to mention that the Zoetry properties are smaller in size. They don't have things like kids clubs and core zones, but I noticed when I was away, there were kids there and there were babies there. So it's a great option for lots of parents, and ultimately kids are sometimes happy enough playing in the pool. So I thought I'd highlight it to you guys today anyway. So this property is located inland, so it's not on the beach, which is quite unusual for one of the Zoetry properties. It's located in a beautiful area though. It's not too far from the airport. It's literally about 15-20 minute drive. In the side of the actual resort, you've got loads of lovely walks. They've got a dirt track where you can do like nice runs or walks in the morning. It's located in beautiful grounds. It feels very Mediterranean, and it's actually located within like a 14th century manor. So it's very historic. You've got a private neo-Gothic chapel there as well for any events. They have this beautiful 14th century windmill too. So it's such a unique property, and it is stunning. In terms of the accommodation here, you've got more traditional feeling accommodation, and you've also got more modern accommodation. So you've got the option between whatever your clients prefer. So this is how the difference in the rooms are looking. So you've got the more modern side here, and then you've got the more traditional. So this is in the main building, and then you do have the more modern rooms as well. The nice thing about the modern rooms, I guess, is that they have the balconies, whereas the more traditional rooms where I was staying in one of these, they don't have the balconies, but they are so unique and really, really stunning. And this is just a very quick video to give you an overview of this property. So enjoy. stunning. I just want to be back there. It's absolutely gorgeous, I have to say. It is one of the most amazing hotels I've been to. It's stunning. And the dining, the setting, everything is really, really beautiful. And as I say, there were children there, there were babies there. So whilst it's not particularly super exciting for kids in terms of lots of entertainment and kids clubs and things, if you've got the kind of kids or little kids that are just going to chill out, then it could be good. Okay, so we are on social media. Follow us on Facebook and on Instagram. I'm always posting lots of updates on there, so please do follow us. And that's it from my side, so I hope that was useful.
That was very, very useful. I like the nearly crying there when you've just come back from such a fantastic holiday and you just see the video again, and it's like, it's very emotional. And you look very brown, like seriously. You make us all very jealous. But no, thank you for a great presentation. Much appreciated. So we're going to hand over to Andrea now, who's going to whisk us off to the west coast of the US.
Yes.
And we've got some good news out here about the US at the moment.
Yes, I know. This is very timely, actually, because obviously the good news is that the US is opening up from the 1st of November, which is amazing news. It's what we've all been waiting for. So as I mentioned, this has been so timely. And I'm so excited to bring Lake Tahoe and this little slice of California and / Nevada to life for you today. It is an incredible destination, and one that I first visited back in 2009 when I was part of the Visit California Superfam at the time, and was whisked away from San Francisco, Sacramento, which is the capital of California, and then up into Lake Tahoe. And to be fair, I love adventure and I love skiing and being in the outdoors and everything. And this destination, well, let's just say a massive love affair started with it from the very first day I saw it and laid eyes on this incredible destination. But just to give you a little bit of an idea of where Lake Tahoe is, because many people, especially in the UK and Europe, are not very familiar with the destination at all. And they think, okay, California, they think San Francisco, LA, San Diego, the beaches, the wineries and things like that. But this part of California, which is known as the Spine, so it sits down the Sierra Nevada mountain range, and really, really gives California this massively diverse offering. Basically, it is a year-round playground. It's known as America's Playground, and it's open all year round. Obviously, the focal point is the lake itself, and Lake Tahoe is actually the largest alpine lake in the US. And some of the beauty surrounding this area is absolutely staggering. We're home to ski resorts, we're home to adventure, wildlife, activities that you can do on the lake, obviously scenery, incredible food and beverage, entertainment options, the list goes on and on and on. And I cannot recommend this destination more for people who are in California on road trips, so as part of a road trip itinerary. And you can see from this map that I've got on the screen, many people who are heading out to Lake Tahoe, for example, will fly into San Francisco, and you can either pick up a car from San Francisco and you can drive via Sacramento and over to Lake Tahoe, which takes about 4 hours from San Francisco. I've done that drive clean off of a flight as well. So the flight over to the West Coast is around 11 hours, and there's an 8-hour time difference. So they're 8 hours behind us. So you do gain time. So when you land, you can get straight in a car if you wanted to and drive straight over to Tahoe, especially if it's part of a skiing holiday. But a lot of people will spend a couple of nights in San Francisco, then pick up a car and start their route. And they head Sacramento, as I mentioned, Tahoe, and then down to Yosemite, down to Mammoth. And then a lot of people head out to the coast, whether it's Orange County, whether it's Los Angeles, for example. It really makes for the most incredible road trip destination. And it's like no other, as I mentioned. So what I can do as part of the follow-up after this, I can actually send some road trip itinerary ideas to you all, just to give you an idea of how it would fit in and what you can actually see and do while you're in destination. And we do recommend 3 nights or more in destination. We do have people that that come through, they fly through, they spend one night and they try and cram everything in, they go for dinner, they're tired from the drive though, they go to bed, they're up early because of jet lag, they might wander around, go for a little bit of a walk, and then they hit the road again. And you don't actually get to take in the beauty of the area. And it has to be said that so many professional skiers and things like that all live in and around Lake Tahoe, and it really is a mecca for adventure sports. Now, that being said, it is an incredible family destination. It's home. We have so many people coming through in RVs. It makes for a great RV stop as well. And they just literally have fun down by the lake. They can rent boats. You can do all sorts. The options are endless. We even have people that literally stack up the car. They buy camping gear at the shops kind of outside of San Francisco, and they come over to the mountains part of California. And they camp in Lake Tahoe. They come down to Yosemite, and they really like to rough it down in Yosemite, which is one of the most things you can do on earth, I promise you. But as I mentioned, a family destination where you can hire bikes and take advantage of all the beautiful miles of bike paths, as you can imagine. Everyone that lives in South Lake Tahoe is pretty active. They either ski, they mountain bike, they run, they just love being out on the lake. And it's actually the birthplace of the sport stand-up paddleboarding. Now, I live down on the south coast here in the UK, in between Southampton and Portsmouth. And on a really beautiful day, you can see so many paddleboarders out on the ocean, out on the sea, and it really has progressed. So years ago, when I first went to Tahoe and I was introduced to this sport, never seen it before, and a couple of people were like, yeah, this is where it all started. So it's the birthplace of stand-up paddleboarding as well, which of course is a mecca in Lake Tahoe, and is something very fun to do when you're kind of situated on this incredible lake. Now, as you can see, we've got hiking trails abound. They've got some really quite serious ones as well, but really, really easy walks where you can kind of gain elevation slowly. So you've got incredible views out over the lake. It's great to do with children as well, especially when you stop for a great lunch and then you're back in town for the afternoon, where you can chill out on the beach. You can hire bikes, you can hire boats. There's so many things you can do. The Heavenly Gondola, so basically South Lake Tahoe is all centered around the town Heavenly. And it's given that name because, well, look at the view. It really is the most incredible place. And Heavenly Village itself is home to bars, restaurants and shops and boutiques. And the gondola gives you fast access really to a very high elevation up onto Heavenly Mountain. Heavenly Mountain is actually open all year round, and the gondola works both in the summer and winter. So if you've got clients traveling through in spring, summer, autumn, they can still head up in the gondola. They can still go for hikes when they're up at the top. You can stop midway as well to stop and take incredible photographs. And there's so much you can see and do up on the mountains, such as zip lining, hiking, mountain biking. Then obviously in the winter, it turns into a winter wonderland, and it is a paradise for skiers and snowboarders. I've spent a lot of time in Tahoe over the years, a lot of time. And I even took my honeymoon and we went skiing, and we skied in Heavenly, we skied in Sierra, we skied at Kirkwood. And it is just a mecca for adventure sports. So if you have clients who, are sporty and they have kids who like to be active, who have a lot of energy, they will absolutely love this destination. And as I said, it's a part of a road trip. You're in the car quite a lot of the time. So when you get to a destination like this and you have the opportunity to stretch the legs, to really explore and get lost in nature, this is absolutely perfect. And also something really interesting, which is a huge thing for this destination, is that if you imagine an invisible line that is traveling down the middle of the lake, so one half of the lake is in California and the other half of the lake is in Nevada. And just down at the bottom where you can see the gondola down in town, if you took a right and you followed and you walked literally 100 meters down the street, as a set of traffic lights, and you can have 1 foot in California and 1 foot in Nevada. And there's different rules and regulations that apply, different laws that are imposed between the two states. But on the California side, we have a lot of low-rise accommodation buildings. You can't drink out on the street and all that kind of thing. As soon as you cross over into Nevada, we do have casino venues. We do have casino hotels. We have the Hard Rock, we have Mont Bleu, which in themselves are incredible hotels. So you really can have the most excellent time. And I would say, even if it's a multi-generational family or a family who are traveling with older children, for example, it might be the last holiday before they go off to university or whatever, they will absolutely love the best of both worlds in Lake Tahoe, where you can be adventurous as you like during the day, and then in the evening you have incredible dining options, entertainment venues, you can chill out in the casinos, all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot going on, which is amazing. As I mentioned, you can hire boats. It is the lake is a mecca for water ski and wakeboarding, as you can imagine, jet skis as well. And as I mentioned, kayaking, stand-up paddleboarding. It is truly incredible. And some parts of the lake are so deep, it's pretty cold all year round, I'm not going to lie. But obviously Lake Tahoe, we're in California, and even though Lake Tahoe sits at a very high elevation, in the summer months it does reach to some very, very high temperatures. So it's amazing just to have beach days where you're chilling out on the beach, cocktails in hand, or you've got buckets and spades with the children and they can dip in and out of the lake, for example, or you can take them exploring out on the water, and it really is absolutely fantastic. And something actually is that the locals and the community around Lake Tahoe take great pride in the lake itself, and they ensure that it is the purest of pure water, as you can imagine. So they do a lot of sustainability work to ensure that the lake stays as pristine and as pure that it can be. And some of the photographs are to be believed, honestly. As you can see, families having fun there in the sun. Obviously, it's great for live music, for chilling out in the sun on the shores of the lake. And it's actually great to get in the car and travel around to different areas of South Lake Tahoe as well. You can actually head out to an area called Desolation Wilderness, which have some amazing hikes, amazing walking. We definitely recommend that. And we do have an entertainment venue in South Lake Tahoe, and we have seen some incredible acts, the likes of Lady Gaga, Bruno Mars. They've all come to Lake Tahoe to play, and this has been part of our summer series. And at the moment, South Lake Tahoe are actually building an indoor entertainment venue which can be used throughout the winter months, because obviously the winter months, the snow arrives, and we have snow all the way down over the sand right to the shoreline, which is incredible. And it really is a sight to behold when you see the lake and you've just got this snowy landscape. It is absolutely incredible. So the entertainment venue is going to be open in the next 18 months or so, where we're going to be able to have and host some incredible acts again, but through the winter months, to really attract that ski market. And as I mentioned, skiing is a huge part of my life, and I wanted to cover it because Lake Tahoe is home to some incredible skiing. So many people say to me, I never knew you could ski in California, and you really can. It's some of the best in America. And obviously we share ski resorts with North Lake Tahoe as well, and the two areas of Lake Tahoe are split. So North Lake Tahoe is represented by another tourist board, and then South Lake Tahoe, being the bigger tourist board, is represented by myself here in the UK. And we're home to Heavenly, Kirkwood and Sierra at Tahoe ski resorts. As you can see, Heavenly is the big one, it's the most iconic, and a lot of skiers who know and follow ski resorts and things like that will know and have heard of Heavenly. Beautiful wide open piece, as you can see, incredible for families. Even if you've got children or adults who have never skied before, they're complete beginners, this is a perfect place to start. And as you can see, look at the views, you actually feel like you're skiing down into the lake. I've never skied anywhere quite like it. It really is quite surreal, and I don't think there's anywhere on earth that you can actually have these views. So it is incredible. But Heavenly, as I mentioned, miles and miles of terrain, really nice, easy, cruisy blues runs. And then we do have the reds and the blacks and the double black diamonds, for example, for the more adventurous and extreme skiers. So there is something for everyone. Now, if you're not a skier, it doesn't matter, and you're still heading to Tahoe or you're heading to California in the winter, you can go snowmobiling. You can obviously have fun sledging in the snow. We have the ice rinks and everything sorted and set up down in Heavenly Village itself during the winter months. months. And we have sleigh rides over Christmas and festive. So it really is such a beautiful place to travel to all year round. As I mentioned, we do recommend at least 3 nights in destinations. You can properly get to grips with it. You can properly experience the food and beverage side, all the activities, the entertainment that we have on offer. We have beautiful accommodations from 5-star. And what I love about South Lake Tahoe is that years ago, it was just a load of motels. And over the years, these motels have been taken over and they have been transformed into really cool, vibey boutique accommodations. Even in the last 5 years or so, it really has changed. And we're really geared up for the luxury market as well. But equally, we have campgrounds for RVs, we have campgrounds for camping as well. So whatever the client wants to do, South Lake Tahoe has it all. So I can follow up with you guys after this, so you have all of my details, and I can send you itinerary ideas. I can answer any questions that you have. But yeah, thank you very much for listening. Thanks, Sarah.
Sorry, I was just trying to unmute myself and it wasn't working. Thank you. Wow, that was amazing. That's just made me want to go. And the photographs, wow. Yeah, it just looks a phenomenal place. So thank you. That presentation was awesome. So many thanks. Yeah. Okay, we have got a couple of questions as well that have come in. If anybody's got any questions for Andrea, just pop them in the Q&A now. So I've got a couple that have come in. First of all, for Lauren. Lauren, are any of the pools here in Lanza heated in the winter?
In Lanzarote, in the Canaries, yeah, they're heated year round, yeah.
Okay, super. Leanna's asked, is the video on the AM Agent resource site? If not, can you send it to us?
That's something to mention, actually. So it's an ongoing process at the moment that we're getting everything for Europe uploaded to the main media site. So currently no, but hopefully soon yes. But if anyone would like any of these videos, feel free to drop me a line and I'm very happy to share them.
Super, thank you very much. What water sports are included in the Europe all-inclusive?
In Europe, none. It's not kind of like the long haul collection. No.
Okay. Lauren, we've got a Zoetry Mallorca question. Is it easy enough to get into a local town?
So the most local kind of town is Yucmahaw. I'm probably not saying that right. Yucmahaw. It doesn't spell like that. It's like double L and then major, but obviously you don't pronounce the double L. So yeah, it's about 5-minute drive. You probably wouldn't walk it. If you were going to be staying there and you wanted to get out and about, we had a car. I think that's probably the best thing to do. But if you're just going to stay in the resort, then you don't need one. But yeah, the local area, you can't really walk out to a restaurant. You would need a car to get out to the most local restaurant.
Perfect. Super. Question for Andrea. What is the time frame of the ski season at Heavenly?
Or it can be as early as the middle of November, if we're lucky, all the way through to April time. So yeah, it obviously depends on the season and the snow and the forecast, but usually we have the resorts open by the end of November and they last all the way through to Easter.
Wow. And looking at my backdrop as well, which is one of your Zoom backdrops, are these the sort of sunsets that you get to see?
Yeah. Yeah,
wow.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's all year round. So
amazing.
Sometimes when you've come off the mountain and, you're having a glass of wine or whatever by a fire pit with s'mores, all that kind of stuff, and the sun setting over the lake, it is literally paradise on earth. If I could it's one of those places where I think if someone said to me tomorrow, do you know what, we need you to move here, I wouldn't even think about it. I'd be like, yeah, meh. So I've spent I've spent a lot of time there and I love it.
I'm presuming as well, if everybody lives that outdoor lifestyle, everybody's kind of quite fit, and some of them people in them photographs were very fit. So count me in, I'm there.
Yes, a lot of people like that.
Wow. Okay, I've got another question for you. Does the lift pass cover a few resorts around Tahoe?
Yes, It does. In fact, there used to be a ski Lake Tahoe overall lift pass that would even cover Squaw and Alpine and some of the resorts in the north as well. But yeah, you do get a lift pass which can cover Heavenly and Kirkwood. And I didn't mention this, but really quickly, Kirkwood is one of those hidden gems where probably not so geared up for beginners, but for more advanced skiers. I took a ski fam years ago and we all skied in Kirkwood for the day, and when you couldn't wipe the smiles off people's faces because it was steep and deep and it was incredible.
Wow.
Yeah,
excellent. Okay, we've got a question for you again, Lawrence, from Celine. Are Sunescape's properties renovated since 2019 or before?
Are the Sunscape ones, did that say?
Yeah.
The Sunscape long haul property. So we've got Sunscape Akamau, that was renovated in 2019. So that was the last renovation at that one.
Okay, perfect. Super. Well, that seems to be the end of the questions. Somebody's asking, is the webinar recorded? Yes, and everybody will be emailed the full presentation. And also you can always go onto mybookingrewards.com/webinars and see any of our webinars. They're there. We've got them there for a year. So if you ever need to revert back to them, then go ahead. Okay, so we've had some very passionate presentations today and I love it. So thank you, ladies. So you've got a couple of questions for us, I believe. Lauren, you're up on the screen at the moment. So just to give everybody, if you go to chat and just make sure that you've dropped the drop down to everybody. And then what's going to happen is Lauren's going to ask a question. Now, just to remind you, every single person that's been on this webinar today is entered into the spin to win the prize. The person that answers the answer first and correct will get entered 10 times into the spin to win. So you've got a benefit against everybody else. So Lauren, over to you.
Okay, so I was showing you Dreams Lanzarote Playa Dorada earlier, and I mentioned that we do offer something, it's kind of a VIP section. So what's the name of that?
Okay, lots of answers. So preferred club?
That is it, yep.
Vicky, just write your name down. Yep, so the preferred club, super duper, and lots of correct answers on that one. So that was brilliant. And Andrea.
Yes, so I alluded to it at the beginning of the presentation, but Lake Tahoe is known as what?
Heaven.
Yeah. Heaven. It really...
Putting everybody off. Okay, so we've got, wow, we've got, yeah, I mean, I think as well, this could be quite one of those things that it could, yeah. So we've got Spine, Playground, America's Playground, Lake of Americas, got Heaven, Jacqueline thinking the same way as me, largest alpine lake, Heaven's Playground, Heavenly, hang on, Big Blue, the Heavenly Playground. Are any of these correct?
Yes, the answer is America's Playground.
Okay. See, you let me go through all of those, then it's just like, oh, I didn't hear it.
Sorry, Sarah.
So America's Playground, let me find the first person. Here we go, which was Sophia. Yeah, so Sophia, you was the first person with America's Playground. But yeah, it could have been, it could have been many of those.
Someone's put hopefully my playground. I love that. Sarah, totally with you.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, a massive thank you to you guys. We'll look forward to doing lots of bookings. Just to, do you know sort of in terms of tour operators, who we would use? I suppose it'd be different if we was looking at a lakes and mountains style to a ski one, but I presume that the normal tour operators will do.
Yes, a lot of USA operators. Oh my, the likes of Trail Finders, Bon Voyage, US Air Tours, Virgin Holidays,
Main Street.
Sorry,
Main Street USA.
Yeah,
they'll do it.
Yeah, exactly. And like, what's the word?
Skiing. You've got like Nielsen,
yeah,
not Nielsen's, Ingham's.
Yes, and Ski Independence up in Scotland.
Okay.
Yeah, they sell Tahoe as well. So yeah, from a ski perspective, it's a little bit different. And I would go with a specialist ski operator. And then for like Lake Tahoe for the rest of the year, it's normally a really good road trip specialist or an operator that will sell America in California.
Brilliant. So yeah, it could be like gold medal if only as well, like pretty much everybody. Okay, super. So a big thank you, ladies, because your presentations, honestly, they've been very passionate today, and it's been great to listen to you talking about them with such energizing words and photos. So thank you, much appreciated. I will send the presentation, the webinar recording out to everybody with a follow-up. Lauren and Andrea will have your contact details, but if you've got any questions, please reach out to them. They're here to help you close those sales. So a big thank you, everybody, for joining us, and we will see you next week. It's the Caribbean Corner next week. So thanks all. Thanks, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Thanks, that was brilliant. Good going. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.